Good morning, a very happy Monday to you all. I hope you're keeping safe, hope you're keeping sane. Now, it's a bit alarming to me this morning when I logged on to my computer to start my working day to see that Google have very much jumped on the vaccination bandwagon. The Google letters at the top, which they often use to express the anniversary or the birthday of someone famous or the advent of some historical discovery or invention, they have given over to some rather cute cartoon letters encouraging everyone to get their boosters and to save and celebrate Christmas. Now, why is this such a concern? Let's face it, there's not a shortage of coercion or shortage of encouragement for people to go forth and get their boosters, such as Boris's really rather dull, pre-recorded, pre-rehearsed and cut and paste speech that he made last night. Well, Google are a private firm, and of course as a private firm they have every right to have their own opinions and their own suggestions as to what they believe is best for people. However, it is very, very important to consider Google's role within the current landscape in which we live. Google is probably the biggest harvester of data. It's the biggest harvester of personal data, and they use that data in many ways. Quite often it is something as slightly suspicious but ultimately harmless as remarketing various products that we've looked at online, making suggestions as to other things that we might be interested in purchasing, and for giving us predictions as to things that we might be searching for, as well as slightly more invasive things like telling you when you have a hotel reservation even though you didn't actually ask them to remind you. But anyway, that's just an indication really as to the insight into your life and your day-to-day routine that Google has. It also has insight into personal data about yourself, what demographics you fall into, your interests, your hobbies and everything else, and your search history. But now they have very much nailed their colours to the mast. That was a Freudian slip, wasn't it? They have nailed their colours to the mast, in fact, not the mask. Nailed the colours to the mast that they will be supporting vaccination. They were supporting the government's message. They're supporting this coercion of the British public to go forth and get vaccinated. And when these are the people who control our personal data, they have all the information about us. And in the light of the announcement of the introduction of a form of vaccine passport for certain venues and certain events, this is very scary indeed. If the government can collude with Google, then we're doomed. It's come to a point now where, as sceptical as I am about the benefits of having a third vaccination, I am just coming off the back of a seasonal illness, a seasonal cold as we probably call it in normal times, and I don't really fancy going and getting a booster, knowing full well that I'm going to feel like absolute crap for the couple of days afterwards. But with this coercion, with pressure from those around me who just seem to go along with everything they're told from the square box in the corner of their living rooms, you almost get to a point, luckily I'm not there yet, but you almost get to a point where you just think, you know what, I'll just have it. Because I know that if Google and the government align and collude together in order to make vaccines mandatory, or as good as mandatory as they are in some European countries, then anyone who refuses to go along with the official party line will be doomed. We will have extra restrictions put on our freedoms. We will be seen as social pariahs, and we will be limited in terms of where we can go, where we can shop, and what we can do with our time. It's a very scary time to be alive, to be completely honest with you, and I'm going to try and remain positive, and I really hope you guys can do the same. Stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you very soon. All the best.